Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about how to improve your email deliverability rates. A little bit about me. I have been working in digital marketing, reviewing different tools, working on email campaigns, doing all that good stuff for the past 5 years. And I've noticed some common issues with a lot of my clients in deliverability, and I've noticed patterns in what causes issues with deliverability, specifically in emails, and I want to help you. Let's look at what affects email deliverability and some common pitfalls that you'll need to be avoiding. Let's look at what you're doing wrong now. Some of the most likely reasons that your emails may not be getting through include things like low engagement rates. Gmail and Yahoo and other email providers track different metrics like opens, clicks, and replies. So if people are just not interacting with your emails at all, then future emails from you as a sender could get flagged and then not make it to the inbox. Next is spam triggers. So if you're using words like free in all caps, going crazy with your images, or writing annoying clickbait subject lines, this can also set off spam alarms, which will get your emails moved straight to spam instead of the inbox. Next is a bad sender reputation. Your IP and domain actually get a score. So if that score drops too low, then you can expect your emails to not get delivered. Another one is high bounce rates. So old, invalid, or fake email addresses can hurt your credibility as a sender. Also, using an unverified email list and not using, features like double opt-in or list validation, that can also cause issues. And of course, missing authentication. Protocols like SPF, DKIM, and DMARC protect your emails. If you do not have these authentication factors, then your emails could register as a risk to the recipient's provider, which is going to cause issues. So some best practices to improve your email deliverability rate include authenticating your emails properly. You can do this using things like SPF, which is Sender Policy Framework, DKIM, Domain Keys Identified Mail, and DMARC, which is Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting, and Conformance. This proves to email providers like Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo that your emails are legit and coming from a legit sender and are not spam or scams. This step can help to protect your brand from things like phishing attacks, and it also builds trust with these email services and providers, which makes it more likely that your messages are going to end up in the inbox instead of the spam folder. Now, this kind of sounds scary. I threw a lot of, letters at you. But most email platforms do offer step-by-step guides to make setting this process up pretty simple. And if you're looking to boost your credibility even further, you can also add BIMI, brand indicators for message identification, which lets you put your brand logo next to your emails in some inboxes. So your logo would pop up next to the subject line in your recipient's inbox. The next tip is to maintain a healthy email list. So when was the last time you checked your email list? If it's been a minute, then you'll probably want to look over it and clean it up. This can increase engagement as well as improve deliverability. How you can do this is pretty easy. Just go through your list frequently, your subscriber list frequently, to remove any inactive subscribers who haven't, for instance, opened an email in the last 6 months. So that you avoid sending emails to people who are not interested in. You can also use email verification tools like Never Bounce or Zero Bounce to catch invalid or fake email addresses before they screw up your credibility as a sender. And last but not least, please always use double opt-in when you can. This makes sure that every subscriber is real, interested, and willing to engage. This will keep your email list healthy and spam-free. Next tip is to optimize your email content. You're going to need to make the emails themselves better. So sorry to tell you, but you can start by removing any classic spam trigger words like act now or winner, which raises red flags with inbox providers and are just generally bad practice overall, I think, in sending emails. You need to make sure that your email design also follows kind of the sweet spot between text and image. The balance that you're going to look for is going to be more text heavy than image heavy. So a good ratio is kind of 60% text to 40% images. This will make sure that you keep your content readable and spam safe. Your subject lines should be short, clear, to the point, and under 50 characters so that they grab the reader's attention, but don't trail off and confuse things further. You also need to not forget about personalization. Using things like the subscriber's name or location or using past behavior can make your emails feel more relevant and more personalized to the person receiving them, which will boost your chances of your emails getting opened and delivered to the inbox. Next, you can improve engagement with segmentation and personalization. You can do this even further by segmenting your email list based on user behavior or purchase history or demographics or location. Things like this allow you to send more personalized emails to the people that will matter more to them and make them more likely to be opened and engaged with. Try things like dynamic content that changes based on the reader, showing specific tailored product recommendations based on that user's past purchases. You want to show them things that they already like and that they will be more likely to buy or more likely to engage with. And do not forget the timing of your emails. Experiment with different send times and do some testing to see which times are more likely to be opened or interacted with. Because the more tailored and personalized your emails are, the more likely they are to get opened and clicked on and engaged with. Next up, keep a regular sending schedule. It's time to balance your schedule. This one's tricky. Every audience is different, and it's really easy to overdo it and underdo it. So you need to find that sweet spot. You can test this out just to see how your audience responds to email frequency. Try once a week, then try increasing or decreasing frequency to find what frequency works best for your recipients and what makes them responsive without overwhelming them or annoying them. Consider practicing throttling your email sending as well to avoid issues that could arise from just bulk sending. Notice which users are more likely to open your email and try and fit that to avoid flagging any bulk sends. Next, warm up your IP and domain. Warming up your email domain actually helps inbox providers see that you're a trustworthy sender. So if you come out the gate sending thousands and thousands of emails, then that's going to be a red flag to many email inbox providers. So start off by sending small batches of emails right when you start off. Maybe 100 to 500 a day, and then slowly increase that volume over a few weeks. You don't want to overload it because that is going to make you look fake or not credible. Positive interactions can help build your reputation. So when you're thinking of who do I want to send these 100 emails to right at the beginning, choose subscribers who have historically been more likely to interact and engage with your emails. Because that will kind of help with this gradual increase approach that will show ISPs that you are legit and not a spammer and that people want your emails. Now, improve sender reputation and avoid blacklists. You need credibility as a sender to make sure your emails get where they're going to and to avoid being blacklisted, which is a thing that you can be as an email sender. So you can keep up with your rep by looking over sender scores on sites. There are a few sites that can do this, like Google Postmaster and senderscore.org can tell you how you look, what your reputation is like as a sender. And you also need to check to make sure you're not blacklisted. Check sites like Spamhaus and Barracuda to make sure that your sender address is not on any blacklists. If you want to improve your reputation, you should do things like encourage replies to your emails that will boost engagement and give your sender reputation a boost. Next, use a custom sending domain. So the sending domain, which is that little thing that appears in the from line to your subscribers' inboxes, also factors into your email deliverability. It's important to use a custom sending domain separate from any of the other sending domains that you're using in your business. It needs to be one dedicated to sending these email marketing materials. This will allow you kind of greater control. It'll build credibility. It will improve consistency because sharing an IP can cause things to get get muddy or introduce more issues that will negatively impact your email deliverability, which is the name of the game here. Next, advanced tactics for maximum deliverability. Let's say you tried all of this and you still are not happy with your deliverability rates. How can you boost that? Luckily, there are a few extra tricks that I have up my sleeve that I've kind of learned from my years in email marketing. One of them is to use AI and machine learning. I know, AI, yikes. Boo. AI can be very tricky to navigate, especially in the marketing space. I know that many of us at this point have adopted AI at least a little bit into our processes. It does boost efficiency and it is useful for a lot of things. I find that in email marketing in particular, machine learning can be very helpful on the analytical side of things. They can kind of help you predict the best send times and optimize your content for higher open rates automatically, rather than you kind of having to sit there and manually crunch the numbers, which is, of course, time consuming and not ideal. Next, you can set up feedback loops, FBO for short. Get notified when people mark your emails as spam. Luckily, large mail providers like Gmail and Yahoo automatically support this. So all you have to do is set that up, and then you'll know when people are actively marking your emails as spam, so you can fix them. You're also going to want to make your emails interactive. Add fun interactive elements like polls or quizzes or surveys, because these things mean more clicks, and more interaction means better deliverability. Last but not least, I cannot stress this enough, please A/B test everything. Try things like different subject lines, different email formats, different ratios of image to text, try different CTAs, try different interactive elements, and let that data tell you what is working for your audience, because this is not a one-size-fits-all thing. And your subscribers are going to have different needs and different wants and respond differently to different tactics. And so don't be afraid to experiment and try different things to see what works. That is going to set you up for success. So how do you monitor and troubleshoot these deliverability issues? How do you know if what you're trying is working? Here are some easy ways that you can monitor your deliverability issues and strategize on how to fix them. Using tools like MailGenius and Glock apps can help you check the deliverability health from you as a sender. If you want to improve deliverability automatically, check out Inbox Ally. This platform is designed to automatically improve email deliverability by mimicking real interactions like opens, clicks, and replies, so that email providers recognize your messages as trustworthy. It takes care of improving your domain, optimizing your email content, and segmentation and personalization without you needing to interfere manually. Inbox Ally has a whole ton of features to improve email deliverability, like auto-detecting to adapt your sending, and the ability to customize your sending schedule and boost engagement for specific campaigns, all accessible from a super user-friendly dashboard. Plus, it's compatible with all email services. I love that it has options geared toward larger businesses, like multi-user capabilities, the ability to support large email lists, and custom pricing for enterprise-level businesses. I cannot recommend Inbox Ally enough to boost email deliverability. You got to check it out. This is super easy, super accessible, takes just a few seconds to check and see how you're looking, where you're at, how respected your sender is. You're also going to want to track your bounce rates and spam complaints. You're also going to watch Google Postmaster and Microsoft SMDs for problem signals. It's just important to check the data and check how your sender address is, what your credibility looks like, what your reputation looks like, how things are going. You can also actively work on cleaning your send list by re-engaging or removing any active subscribers. Inactive subscribers hurt your credibility, and you don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste your time. It's worth it to go through and clean up house whenever you can, pretty frequently. Regularly check back and work on that. So what we learned today is that it takes work to measure how your email campaigns are going. and to make sure that your deliverability rate remains high and that user engagement is still going well for you. You'll need to authenticate your emails. You're going to need to keep your lists clean, updated, and engaged. Make sure to personalize your content with segmentation and unique offering. Continuously monitor your reputation and check those blacklist sites. And then just make sure to constantly improve by testing and tweaking every part of your email strategy pretty regularly to continually improve deliverability and make sure that your subscribers are happy. Hope you learned something.